All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Thrive Like a Mother podcast. And as you see, I have a very special guest with us here today. I'm so
Yay.
excited. Okay, so our guest today is Samantha Edu, and y'all, she is a licensed therapist. She's an executive wellness coach, and she is a mindfulness instructor.
Hmm.
And she's also the host of the Brown Heart Wellness podcast, where she talks about bravery, rest, and self leadership. And through her practice, Brown Heart Wellness, she helps women and leaders find clarity, courage, and compassion because thriving starts with taking care of your whole self, right? Not just a little bit, not just a piece, everything. And y'all, today's episode, we are talking about slowing down with intention,
Yep.
how to heal in community, and how to take that next brave step,
Yes.
even when it feels hard.
Yes.
My goodness. Welcome, welcome.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Me too. Y'all, do you see the, let's give it up for the setup.
I know.
Yes, I love it. I love it. But I
So
love
good.
always starting with asking our guests what season they're in. So Samantha, what season are we in right now?
Yes. Okay. So the season that I'm in right now is literally like, I call it the bravest season. And it's probably not the season where I've been the bravest or going through the hardest of things in my life, but it is one where I've been the most intentionally brave.
Okay.
And I think that this season is one where I'm being stretched, beautifully stretched, in order to be able to be a vessel. Like, and when I think of a vessel, I'm thinking of like being able to be poured into so that what I'm pouring out is love, compassion, joy, fullness, honesty, and overflow rather than pouring out of something that's empty. I'm allowing myself to be poured into as well.
Oh, I love that. Yes, because I feel
Yes.
like I'm in a very similar season, for a while. I was doing the Thrive Like a Mother podcast and I was just doing it, by myself.
Mm.
I don't have a business coach or anything. I was kind of like in between business coaches and realizing, you know what? I need community. I need
Yes.
someone to pour into me, just like I pour into y'all every single week. Because we can't do it alone.
We
Cannot.
can't. We cannot do it
Not for
alone.
long.
No.
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 Goodness.
We can't.
Okay, so we're talking about a season of being stretched, right? I know that can sometimes feel a little uncomfortable. How do you keep up with doing the brave things, still taking the steps, even when the stretching feels uncomfortable?
It is uncomfortable. And sometimes I don't keep up. Like, I won't say that it's all the time where I feel like I'm just, keeping up with all the things. I'm not. And I think another part of being brave is knowing when it's like, okay, your next brave step is to pause. Your next brave step is to just take a beat, pause, see how far you've come, look at where you're trying to go. Sit down somewhere and get real quiet. Open your heart so you can hear what you're supposed to be doing, just to
Yeah.
check in to make sure I haven't gone too far off the path of where I'm supposed to be. And that's bravery. It is really hard because I'm one of those people. I was watching these episodes about the Great Lock-In,
Yes.
and I was like, I'm trying to be locked out
now this year.
I'm trying. After next week retreat, I'm really trying to be locked out.
Feel that. I do this every year, y'all. I feel like my bird months are my moments of just reflection and saying, okay, where are we going in the new year? What have we done in this year? Let's celebrate that for a moment because this year has gone by really fast as well. It's just flown.
Yes. And we've been doing the brave things. And I
Yeah.
think like it's important to be able to say, oh my gosh, I have been stretched. And rest for me is a part of the stretching. There's things I had to unlearn in order for me to say, wow, you get to rest too. And so this last part of the year, I want to be stretched into resting.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about retreat, y'all. It's sold out. Don't try to get tickets. It's sold out. So if you did not get your ticket, join the wait list still. And we'll talk about that later. But
Yes.
this message, right? Position to pause. This is a message that right now, even as we're talking, it's resonating, right? This is
Yeah.
just, of course, the year has been the year, but this
Yes.
is where we are transitioning into. Can you talk about like what really inspired you to create this retreat? Why now? And like what this space is going to mean for you?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I went to a conference a couple months ago during the summer, and at the conference they were giving away these fans when everybody was like, "Where them
Yeah.
fans at?" Yes, and they were giving away fans at everywhere you went. I probably have 5 fans, and so I went to get one of those fans.
Yes.
And when I got there, was like hundreds of people trying to get the fans.
Mhm.
And before I knew it, I wound up in the throng of people.
Yeah.
I couldn't move, couldn't go left, couldn't go right, couldn't. And you see, I'm a short
Fair.
person. And so I could
Nothing.
not. And before I knew it, I was being moved around
Mm.
without me doing it. Because people were moving and pushing people and stuff. And then the security people came down and I looked up. I just closed my eyes. I was doing my breathing because I could feel myself like starting to get anxious about it. And when I opened my eyes, I was in the front of the line. And the security guard was yelling, yelling, yelling. He's literally right here. Get off the line. Yeah. And I was like, I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go. And I had to like pause.
Mm-hmm.
And when I opened my eyes again, I realized he's right here, but it's nothing behind him. I can literally step to the right and I'm in the open, behind the thing where everybody was and I could breathe. And so I did that. It was hard. I ended up having a panic attack in there, but
Yeah.
my friends called me and while I was in there, because I couldn't get out because all the people,
Yeah.
but I had air and stuff.
Mm.
And so they were like, I see you. I know you can't see me, but I can see you.
Mm.
And I was on the phone. I was like, okay. Okay. And they're like, I see you. I can see you. I know you're in there. Okay. They're going to let you out. And so this other lady sitting beside me, she came by herself to the conference and she was like, it's okay. Can I give you a hug? I said, yeah. I love a hug. And so we started talking. Everything started coming down. So later I was praying about that and I was like, okay, Lord, why did you put me in that position? Because I'm about to go home.
Situation like
I'm about to go home.
Wow.
And I remember I wrote in my journal, you are being positioned. I wanted you to see what it's like for you to just be positioned and recognize you have been positioned to be at the front of the line.
Mhm.
You need to pause and see what to do next. Trust that
so
your
proud.
community is around you. They are holding you.
Mhm.
They're there for you and you're okay. And from that point on, I was like, I knew that this retreat was about to be positioned to pause.
That is so powerful.
I
Y'all
knew
got
it.
goosebumps.
I knew it.
If you didn't know, I got my ticket. So I am very excited just to be in this room. Like there's this thing about being in certain rooms that God wants you to be.
Yes.
There's just something so powerful about it.
Yes. And I'm so thankful. It's been such a moment of being stretched, a moment of knowing that I've been positioned for this moment and still having to do the work to talk, through myself, through the narratives that have been created. Like, am I worthy of this opportunity that these women have entrusted me with?
Yeah.
And then I have to talk through that and just knowing that you've been positioned to be here. You've been
Mhm.
positioned, reminding myself over again and just I'm excited to get in the I'm ready to get in the room.
Yeah.
But the retreat is gonna be really a reflection of how I do therapy and coaching.
Yeah.
I include mindfulness meditation, journaling, visualizations, and movement. And so we'll walk through the root framework, which is reflecting. And then we're going to be open and using our mindful movement to open us up to new opportunities. Then we're going to overcome the things that that have held us back. And then we're going to thrive. We're going to celebrate.
Yes. Love that.
And in the middle of that, we're going to have some charcuterie and some chatting. with some
Yes. I
meals.
cannot wait. Y'all know I have just recently been
Yes.
obsessed. It's now a weekly thing. I'm making me a little charcuterie box.
I love it.
I have to have that at least once a week. Goodness. Okay, so let's talk about the hardship of pausing, right? Because I know there are a lot of moms who listen to this and sometimes it's hard for us to do that
Mhm.
without guilt. Why do you think there's that wall or resistance, and how can like our listeners start to kind of break through that wall?
The pause, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
the wall. I think just giving yourself permission to do small things.
Hmm.
And it sounds like, I don't want to say it sounds ridiculous for us to say, yeah, give yourself permission to be away for 5 minutes because it sounds ridiculous, but it's so real.
Yeah.
Right. And I say
Yeah.
5 minutes, like 5 minutes guilt free, like 5 minutes
Yeah.
of like just enjoying your meal.
A big one. Somebody come up, can I get a bite? Or I need
Yes.
this, I need that. Mm.
Yes, finding time to like really explore you, I think is not something that we were taught. It's definitely not something that we maybe saw growing up. I did not.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I come from a long line of super women and things that
Mhm,
they were and are super women, but they
mhm.
definitely were not resters and are not, still are not
Yeah.
resters. So I would tell women now to change the narrative for what you've seen and also create space for those coming behind you. I want my daughters to know rest. I want them to know hard work, and they do because they see us working hard. But I want them to know rest. I want them to know rest like they know their best friend. I
Yeah.
want it to feel like such a comforting space for them that rest becomes a non negotiable. It's
Mhm.
like, I don't even know a life where I wasn't resting. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm a hard worker, but I take my time.
I know what rest is. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I feel like they will see things we've never seen by
Oh, yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
There are things that held us back because we were striving so often.
Mhm.
And that striving is what held us back because we weren't able to play. We
Yeah.
weren't able to be creative and all those
Mhm.
things that you get to do when you're resting.
Yes, that is so true. Okay. One lesson, one lesson that came out of creating this retreat
Cool
that
chat.
surprised you, that I was not expecting this.
Man, so I did a content day the other day. And so she asked me this question. I was like, ooh, man. One lesson that came out of this that I had to just like was the same thing. I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier was worthiness. Worthiness. I had to keep coming back to myself
Mhm.
and putting myself in the process, in the dream. Like, this is
Yeah.
something I've always wanted to do. And I was having a conversation with my bestie, and she was like, "Girl, if you keep on, I'm gonna smack you." And I was like, "I know." And I was so excited about the process, so excited about how beautiful it's gonna be, like the atmosphere is gonna be. And she was like, "But you're leaving yourself out. You're
Yeah, you
leaving
have to see
yourself out."
yourself in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing myself in the dream because seeing me in it means I must see that I'm worthy of being it. And
Mhm.
so one of the biggest lessons that has come from this is an ongoing practice of unlearning what worth feels like, look like. I don't have to be overly productive. No, I just have to show up and be myself. I'm enough. I'm enough. All that
Yes.
I have ever created and done was just me showing up to be myself, and it's always been enough. And but to me, there's something on the inside that's just something that came from, growing up and always striving that feels like, okay, there's more you should be doing. There's more you should
Mhm.
be doing to prepare. It's not over till it's over.
Oh, yes, I feel that, especially in our culture, we have to give the not 100%, 110,
Yes.
20% until it's like,
Yes.
okay, yes, done
Yes.
enough.
So I honestly wish when I do this again, and I do plan to do it again, my hope is that the next iteration, and for anybody planning to do big things like this for
Yeah.
yourself, is that
Mm.
there is rest in the process.
Mm.
We don't
Yeah.
we do not rest during the process. Like, okay, when this is all over, I
Yeah,
booked a
then I'm
hotel, we're
yes.
going to the
Mhm.
spa. But in the
Yeah.
middle, I'm locked in 1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm dragging myself through the
Oh,
finish line.
no.
Like, no, there should be rest in the process. So we're giving
Yes.
from our overflow, creating from our overflow. That should just be an ongoing part of the
Yes,
the
I
process.
agree.
It gotta be like, yeah.
So, Samantha, you talk a lot about bravery and growth, but you also remind us that before we start to take the brave steps, we have to start with compassion, right? And
Yes.
so I love just that balance that you bring to it. That is not all about just take the step. You also have to
Mhm.
come to it with, giving yourself some grace. So, with any brave step, any big change, can you unpack like what it looks like to bring compassion into that brave step for yourself?
Yes. Yes. A lot of times when we get ready to start a brave step or we're going to go do some, make some big change, start a weight loss journey or a meal prep journey or any, some time management thing, it's usually coming out of a place of or not enough or not doing something correctly. And that's why I'm going to go do this thing. And if you were coming from a place of compassion and grace, you might think, well, actually, I need to start this thing because I'm coming out of a place of overflow. I have
Yeah.
my children are, involved in so many great things.
Mhm.
I have so many great things going on. There's so much overflow that I need to prepare myself rather than, oh, I'm not
Exactly.
doing a great job of making sure we eat. I'm not doing a great job of like feeling like, me eating healthy meals. I'm eating snacks
Yeah.
all day. I gotta help
Yeah.
me get my meal prep
Yeah.
together, please. And that feels so scarce. And what would happen if we just recognize the overflow seasons we're in? And
Mhm.
that overflow is why we need these processes. It's
Yes.
not lack, it's not
Yeah.
scarcity. We're
Mhm.
not doing something wrong.
Mm.
We have just been placed in beautiful seasons of overflow that
Yes.
really do require us to make some changes that will help us to be sustained and
Mhm.
scale to the next season.
Yes. Oh, I love that perspective. Yes. Because y'all, a lot of my clients, they come to me and like, oh my gosh, I've been eating like this, and they're beating themselves up. I'm like, let's not start there. Let's not
Yes.
start there. This is an opportunity for growth. You know how you have started in this step for a
Mhm.
reason.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And when you think about your brave thing, like I tell people all the time, they say, "Oh, I don't know when the last time I did something brave." And you
Mhm.
probably didn't been doing brave things all the time.
Yeah.
I know on the podcast I was sharing when I was younger and I gotten terminated from a job and I was in at DFAX
Mhm.
and looking for a job, 7 months pregnant. It was
Mm.
crazy, really. That, anyways, we won't go all into that, but it was really crazy what they require you to do for a little coin. But I had somebody who said, "Wow, what are you doing?" I was in a defects program and this woman walked up to me and she said, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to be here."
Mm.
Because you had to turn in these writing assignments. And I
Mhm.
wrote the assignment, I turned it into her, she read it. "What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
You're not supposed to be here."
Yeah.
And that
You're
I
right.
wait, it's like the light, wait,
No, you're right.
you're right. It's
Mhm.
like I'm supposed to be doing something else. And it just didn't dawn on me that during that whole time, I was being brave. I just didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was being brave. I felt like a
Mhm.
statistic. I was, what, 19, 20,
Mhm.
I had a child. I was getting ready to have my second child. I didn't feel like
Yeah.
I was being brave. I feel like I was surviving the best that I could.
Yeah.
And when you start thinking of those things as, wait a minute, you've been brave for a long time.
Mhm.
What I'm
Yeah.
asking you to do is just be intentional about it.
Yes. Goodness. Okay. So how can moms start applying this idea, whether it's they're in a space and they're trying to get things together, like, okay, what exactly is my brave step? Right? What does that have
Yeah.
to do? Like you said, what is some ways that they can start organizing themselves, getting ready?
I always ask people, what does bravery mean to you? Like,
Mm.
that's my first question all the time. Let's start with defining it because we also jump into things and we don't know, we haven't defined for ourselves. We've let someone else define for us what bravery means. And for a lot of Black women, for sure, bravery means being strong, holding things down, taking care of all the people, growing, being a leader, all of these things. And that's not always what bravery, how bravery shows up. That's definitely not how bravery shows up for me.
Yeah.
Actually, doing all of those things are probably my most natural characteristics.
Hmm.
But I would tell people to answer the question, what does bravery mean to me? And then you write that down, think on it, and think about like, wow, what examples of bravery have I ever had? And which
Yeah.
ones did I like? Like, which ones do I want to keep in this
That
season of
part.
my life?
Hmm.
Yeah, because The examples that I had before were striving. I need to find some different ones. So I'd start there with that would be the very first step. What does bravery mean to me? Write it down. Think about the examples that you've
Yeah.
had in the past. If you don't have any, go find some.
Yes, look for it.
Look for it.
Mhm. Okay. So let's talk about your One Brave Thing challenge, which I love. What does it mean to you? Why did you start it? And how can people
Yeah.
at least get connected to doing that?
Yeah. So I started the One Brave Thing challenge in 2023 with myself. Um, I started like I was like, okay, I've worked in corporate for a long time as a corporate
Mhm.
leader. And I found myself like really zoned into internal work. I was doing a lot of internal work all over the place. I was like, wait, who am I outside of here? I woke up, I don't have an external presence.
Mm,
And I was so angsty about like using my voice outside of my job. And so I said, you need to do one brave thing a week. And my one brave thing started out with reaching out to one person a week on LinkedIn and asking
mhm.
for a coffee chat.
Oh, I love that.
It was so awkward, so weird, so me. And I didn't try to like make it any way other than what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't have an offer. I didn't have anything I was
Mm,
asking of them. Nothing. It was
just
just
have a chat.
have a
I love
chat
that.
with people that I had been following. I really love their content.
Mhm,
I had engaged with their content and was like, I want to meet this person.
mhm.
And so I did that each week until I got comfortable just talking to people. And that went on for a while. And then I just said, okay, now what's, because now I'm okay with doing that. What's my next brave thing? And I just kept building on that. And then I was like, wow. And I created the role that I'm in now actually for my job and was like, we need some diversity, equity, inclusion for
Mhm.
our clinicians, our providers, and
Yeah.
created this role. And that was something I've never done before. And presented it to leadership. You know, I had to go through all the hoops and challenges of doing all the things. And I got into the role and still in it. And so being able to do that, I was like, I could do all kinds of brave things.
Yeah,
Like
like
I'm on to
that.
something. But one thing that I realized that made me want to introduce this was so long ago before I relaunched the private practice, Brown Heart
Mhm,
Wellness. But what made me want to introduce it to Brown Heart Wellness was I noticed I was healing some things within myself
mm.
the more brave things I did. So it wasn't about the outcome of the thing, because
Yeah.
some of the things I did, I have applied to like all kinds of stuff. I applied to a TED talk. They was like, girl, bye. I've applied to conferences. I just do stuff
Just do
now.
it anyway.
So it's not about the outcome of the thing.
Yeah.
It's about the process of it.
Yeah.
And so I unlearned, you know, using my voice, I unlearned this idea of self-censorship. So I just
Ooh.
realized that I was healing myself
Yeah.
by doing one brave thing at a time.
Mhm.
So when I relaunched the private practice, I knew that would be foundational. It's like,
Yeah.
how do I get people to heal themselves one brave thing at a time without being so clinical? I'm a
Yeah.
therapist at heart. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing, but it's wrapped in one brave thing at a time.
Goodness. So can you share a moment? I feel like I already know the answer to this. Can you share a moment where you took one brave step recently, even when you felt like, okay, I don't have it all figured out. But I feel like that's just you in a nutshell.
Everything,
Yes.
everything is like, I don't even know. Oh, my friend says, girl, you just be doing stuff for the vibes. At this point,
They say the same thing about me. They're like, "Well, what? You do this too? What don't you do?" And I'm like, what? Try it and see.
you
Oh.
never know. And that's my thing is like, you really never know what's going to happen. I really think like the retreat, I keep going back to the retreat because it has literally been one brave thing after another. Like, doing the retreat itself is
Yeah.
pushing through those thoughts, but like even reaching out to people who are sponsoring,
Yeah.
stuff for the goodie bags. I realized the other day that I'm working with Black owned small businesses.
Yes.
I didn't know any one of them
Hmm.
before this retreat.
Wow.
Not one
It's beautiful
of them.
too.
And just being able to ask for
Mhm.
help, like, hey, how are you? And I think I met the one of them before and I was like, here's what I'm trying to do. Here's my heart behind it.
Mm.
And then I kept meeting one person after the other and
Yeah.
having those conversations, knowing I've never had them before.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And it's been so just amazing how people are wanting to be a part of the brown heart community. The mission is not even
Yeah.
necessarily about the brown heart community. It's just about wanting to see people be healed. It's just been
Oh,
just
it's
such a
beautiful.
blessing. Such a
Especially
blessing.
me watching it, because girl, I have the things in my I've been telling my business coach, you know what? Not this year, right? Not and there's that fear thing in the bag. It's
Yes.
like, well, I've never done this before. I need to be more prepared before I do it. So watching I'm just doing it. I'm gonna take the steps. We're gonna figure it out
We
along the
go.
way.
I have been figuring it out. It's just me.
Mhm.
I am a therapist. I'm a therapist coach. I do DIB specialist work as a leader. I'm taking all of my skills
Yeah.
and I am transferring those skills into my gift. People think if I don't know how to do this thing, then oh well, it can't be done. You have
Mhm.
skills you can
Yes.
transfer to fuel your gift. I don't know anything about marketing or any of
Yes.
that stuff. But
Yeah.
what I do know how to do, I know how to plan, do strategic planning. I know how to do visioning. I know how to do all kinds of things that I've done. And that's like, I've just been doing it.
Yeah. It all works out.
It really does. I would just encourage people to like I don't want to say it like this, but get over yourself
Mhm.
and get over yourself and just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? It don't work.
And
I'm
sometimes we get in our own way.
in our own way. I have launched my group coaching program twice. You know how
Mhm.
many people signed up each time? Zero.
Yeah.
And these are the things that people don't see. And I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I've been okay with it both times because I was not connected to the outcome.
Mm.
I was connected to the learnings. I took
Yes.
everything I learned from both launches
Mhm.
to launch my retreat, and it is
Mm.
sold out. Things happen when they're supposed to happen.
Exactly. Exactly. Goodness. Okay. So we talk about community and how that has been just always a part of your healing. What
Hmm.
does that look like for you in motherhood and then in your work?
Ooh, this is such a good question. I love it, motherhood. So all my friends. I don't have any friends that don't um have children.
Mhm.
So I've always had a group of mothers around me
Yeah.
who could pour into me, and they've done so beautifully. Like I've been a mom since I was 19,
Mm.
and my best friend, she and I had our children around the same time, and so we grew up with in motherhood together.
Yeah.
And so being able to just check in with each other has been absolutely beautiful. And she's in Louisiana, and my other bestie here, she has three daughters, like I have three daughters. And so just having people who will come pray with you over your kids
Yeah.
and affirm you, or either say, listen, you do it.
We all
Um,
need that friend. So
yes.
keep it real.
Yes. So all of my friends, my other friends, she has, they just all have kids and they have kids at different stages.
Mhm.
And we're openly having conversations
Yeah.
about our kids, about ourselves, things we've had to learn as a parent. And I feel
Mhm.
like that community has helped me to literally survive
Yeah.
because woo. Yeah.
Motherhood is mm,
That
the strength I didn't know that I would have. Even being I think even in my friend groups, I think I was the first one in like our friend groups to start having kids.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. I never knew. I'd say that a lot. I never knew that, going through raising your kids would do certain things in you, start healing parts of you that you didn't even know
Listen.
were broken.
Yes. It was somebody that was telling me that having children is like their whole job is to hold a mirror up to yourself.
Oh yeah.
And baby having three mirrors up to
Mhm.
you with a girl behind it who act like their mama is like, my goodness, has definitely been my biggest learning experiences. And then having to learn how to be a human. I didn't learn it till later. My kids one is about to be 23. 23, 20, and 16. And I didn't learn it till later, maybe 5, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
to be human with them. And I think it's still a journey where they trusted me enough to come and say, I feel like, we don't know you as well as you think we do.
Mm.
And I'm like, wow. I have hidden so much. I'm so open with them that I think
Yeah.
I don't, but my vulnerabilities is
Mhm.
what I've hidden. And so that is a big, big lesson that I've learned is like, if I want them to be human with me, I got to be human with them too.
Yeah. Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even me
Yeah.
thinking with my 7-year-old, yeah, there are conversations we're having now that I was like, should I be having, yes. Yes, I should be having these conversations with you because I mean, you need to know it now.
Yes, yes, and you want them to be open with you, and there are come time they will
Yeah.
not be,
Yes.
but that'll be their journey, and you'll
Hmm.
work through it. But yeah, yeah. So that's what community looks like in parenthood. I forgot the other one you asked me.
In your work, community in your
Please find some community. Look, I don't. Please find some community in your work.
yeah. Yeah. Don't be by
Um,
yourself, isolated.
Do not be
Mm-hmm.
isolated in these workplaces and spaces
Mm-hmm.
because one, we work in our environment is a very capitalistic type of system, and
Mm-hmm.
it is not meant for us to be thriving and well. And so the one way that we do get to thrive and be well is
Yeah.
to be in community with others. I've
Yeah.
always had community every place that I've gone and been, and now I've been able to build community, but even if I build it, I still have my own people where I can go to and just say, "Whew, this is how," and that's how I started Brown Heart
Yes.
actually, was one of my friends in my work community. We started sending each other Brown Hearts during work meetings just to encourage us. We would be in a meeting and something shady was happening,
Mm.
and she would send me a brown heart, or I was being hard on myself in a conversation. She would send me a brown heart afterwards. That's what community looks like at the
Yeah.
workplace. I know some people are like, I'm not going that place and
Yeah.
go
That's
home.
how
Like, I'm not,
but you
I'm
have
not
to
doing
do
none of
it.
that. But also, if that's what you got to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So what does wellness mean to you right now beyond just doing the things or worrying about performance?
Yes, wellness means like making room for me in this beautiful life that I built for so many other people.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
I want to be a part of it so bad.
yes.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what wellness means to me. For a long time, I don't think that I included myself in the life that I created for my family, or even at work, or in many different spaces. I didn't include myself, and now wellness means making sure I am very much so included and centered if need be, and not feeling bad about it, because
Yeah.
that's
No
okay.
get. Oof. Goodness. Okay. So before we start to close, love, first of all, if y'all aren't following Samantha yet, please do. But I love her affirmations. So I would love if you could share one,
Oh my
me in the audience, just one
gosh.
that you're like holding on to.
Yes. The one that I'm holding on to for dear life right now is, I have been positioned to be right where I am. I deserve to be in this space. This space and time was created just for me to exist in my wholeness. That's the one I've been like on repeat.
Yes, I love it. My gosh. Okay. So where can people connect with you and just stay in your world? Make sure they know when the next retreat is coming and they don't miss their ticket.
Yes. You can find me on IG at Brown Heart Wellness, and I'm actually launching a new school community called the One Brave Thing Community. So
Yes.
please feel free to join the One Brave Thing community. And you can also go to my website at samanthaedu.com, and you'll find all the things. And the wait list for the next retreat is open.
What's open, y'all? Go sign up immediately. Immediately. Well, Samantha, just thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for bringing us just warmth and letting us into your world, into what your season is right now.
Yes.
And just sharing with our listeners just what bravery means to you and then just how they can define their own bravery. I'm just honored. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
Just,
you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so
yeah.
much.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.